She shattered stereotypes, smoked tires, and rewrote history. From the roar of the racetrack to the serenity of her Napa vineyard, Danica Patrick isn't just a former race car driver, she's a brand, a force, and an icon. But what lies behind the fame? Today, we dive into the career, lifestyle, love life, and net worth of motorsports' fiercest female trailblazer. Danica Sue Patrick was born in 1982 in Beloit, Wisconsin. At just 10 years old, she began karting, and that was only the beginning. Hungry for speed and bigger challenges, she moved to England at 16 to race in Formula Ford and Formula Vauxhall. She was one of the few American women battling it out in Europe's hardcore circuits. But the world would really take notice in 2005 when she burst onto the IndyCar series, earning Rookie of the Year honors. And in 2008, she made history by becoming the first woman to win an IndyCar race, the Indy Japan 300. Her third-place finish at the 2009 Indianapolis 500 is still the highest placement ever by a woman in that event. Then came NASCAR. In 2013, Danica became the first woman to earn pole position in a NASCAR Cup Series race. Her best finish in the Daytona 500 was 8th, again, the highest ever for a female driver. From screaming engines to record-breaking stats, Danica Patrick raced with both skill and swagger. But she wasn't content with just checkered flags. Lifestyle and business. Retirement for Danica wasn't an end. It was an evolution. Since leaving racing, she's embraced the life of a true entrepreneur. She's the proud owner of Somnium, a luxury vineyard in California's Napa Valley. She also founded a candle company, written the fitness book Pretty Intense, and launched a podcast of the same name, where she hosts thought leaders, wellness experts, and athletes. But her success isn't just in books or bottles of wine, it's in how she lives. Her home in Scottsdale, Arizona, is an 8,300-square-foot luxury mansion, complete with a 1,000-bottle wine cellar, gym, pool, and modern aesthetic. It's the perfect base for someone who splits her time between fitness, media, business, and travel. Danica's life off the track is as high-octane as her career, filled with discipline, passion, and purpose. Love life. But what about her love life? Danica's relationships have often made headlines. Her first marriage was to Paul Edward Hospenthal, a physical therapist whom she met at his office in 2002 for physical therapy, while recovering from her hip injury sustained during a yoga session. The two were married from 2005 until their quiet divorce in 2013. She then dated fellow NASCAR driver Ricky Stenhouse Jr. from 2012 to 2017. The relationship turned heads, two racers in love, but it eventually ran out of gas. From 2018 to 2020, she was romantically linked to NFL superstar Aaron Rodgers. They were considered one of sports' power couples, attending events and posting affectionate messages until they quietly called it quits. In 2021, Danica dated Carter Comstock, co-founder of Freshly, a healthy meal delivery company. But by 2022, they had parted ways too. Danica has always been clear. Her relationships are just one part of her story. She doesn't need the spotlight of a man to shine. She's built her empire with her own horsepower. As of now, Danica Patrick is not publicly in a relationship. She has focused on personal growth, wellness, and her various business ventures without confirming any new romantic involvement. Moving on, let's explore her net worth and endorsements. With decades of racing, endorsement deals, and smart investments, Danica Patrick has accumulated a fortune. Her net worth is estimated at $80 million. She was a marketing magnate during her racing days, striking sponsorships with GoDaddy, Coca-Cola, Chevrolet, and more. Even after leaving the track, her brand continues to grow. Between book sales, podcast revenue, business ventures, and speaking engagements, Danica's financial engine is still firing on all cylinders. Public scrutiny and criticism. But being the face of motorsports hasn't always been smooth driving. Danica Patrick has faced her share of criticism, from the media, fans, and even fellow drivers. Some critics labeled her a gimmick or a publicity stunt, questioning her racing credentials due to a lack of consistent podium finishes. The comparisons to tennis star Anna Kournikova were hard to ignore. Both were celebrated for their looks as much as their presence in elite sports. Even before her landmark 2008 win, there were claims that her lower body weight gave her an unfair advantage on the track. The league dismissed the concerns, calling the effect virtually minimal. But the narrative persisted. In 2013, Kyle Petty called her a marketing machine, not a race car driver. A year later, his father, NASCAR legend Richard Petty, questioned why she hadn't won more. And more recently, Danica stirred controversy through her Pretty Intense podcast, where she discussed fringe theories, including claims about alien DNA influencing human evolution. While some fans were intrigued, others criticized her for giving a platform to conspiracy narratives. But through it all, Danica stayed true to herself. She didn't flinch. She didn't fold. She continued to evolve, in her own lane. So what's her legacy? Danica Patrick didn't just compete. She changed the game. She showed young girls that speed, strength, and intelligence weren't reserved for men. She demanded attention in a male-dominated world, not with gimmicks, but with guts and results. Today, she's a symbol of transformation, from racer to mogul, from athlete to advocate for wellness, business, and authenticity. Danica Patrick proved that limits are made to be broken. Whether it's on the track, in business, or in life, she keeps moving forward. And for that, she remains an icon, not just in sports, but in life itself. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more stories about legends who live life in the fast lane.